Hi everyone, and welcome to our open day presentations for the forensic degrees that we offer at Bournemouth University. We have 3 undergraduate forensic programs at Bournemouth. We have a BSc in Forensic Science, in Forensic Investigation, and in Forensic Biology. And we're very pleased to say that all of these are accredited by the Chartered Society of Forensic Science. The accreditation that we hold is an independent assessment of the educational quality on our degree programs. And we're very pleased to say that all of these programs are fully accredited by the Chartered Society of Forensic Science across all 3 component areas that they offer. These are the interpretation, evaluation, and presentation of evidence, crime scene investigation, and laboratory analysis. So this is a real professional benchmark guaranteeing the quality of your education if you study with us at Bournemouth University. What I'd like to do now is just take you through each of the programs individually to give you a flavour of some of the things you'll be studying if you choose to study with us. The BSc Forensic Science is giving you a broad understanding of the theory and practice of forensic science. Some of the key areas that you'll study include crime scene investigation, toxicology, trace and physical evidence, chemistry, biochemistry, DNA profiling, and all of our courses have a strong focus on expert witness testimony and court reporting. The forensic investigation degree gives you more of the investigative side of forensic science. All of the programs have things like crime scene investigation and the general forensic modules in common, but here you'll take more of a focus on disaster investigation, forensic computing, things like the science of human remains, anthropology, that kind of thing. And again, with strong focus on DNA profiling, expert witness. And then we have the final of our 3 degrees, forensic biology. As the name implies, this one has much more of a biological focus, and here you'll be studying additional modules like entomology, genetics, molecular biology, biochemistry again, still with the same core modules again that we've discussed before. All of our degrees were recently accredited, as I mentioned, by the Chartered Society of Forensic Science, and during that accreditation visit in 2020, they commented that we had an impressive list of staff with extensive professional forensic experience, and that's really quite key to the way we deliver our forensic programs. All of them have a strong practical focus, really preparing you to work as a professional forensic scientist. So it's important to us that you're taught by people who have professional forensic experience. So our staff have been ex-CSI at a very senior level, ex-staff working with the FSS. We've got very strong collaborative research links with industry in several fields. We were also commended for our significant ongoing investment in our new laboratories. We've put quite a lot of effort into completely redeveloping our laboratory provision very recently, and we have very excellent facilities across lots of the teaching facilities that we have at the university. So these are some of our staff. And as you can see here, we've got lots of different expertise covering chemistry, forensic biology, emergency work, anthropology, archaeology, forensic science, toxicology, anthropology, archaeology, staff that used to work with the police, CSI, lawyers, entomology, the list goes on and on. So if we have a quick look now at a bit more detail about the course content, what is forensic science? Forensic science is actually really broad. It's the application of science in a legal context. So this can include all areas of science. The only thing that distinguishes forensic science from any other areas is its purpose. So when we are talking about forensic science, we are concerned with generating information that can be used to support or refute allegations made in a court of law. So when you graduate with a forensic degree from us, it's quite likely that you'll be working in the future in a very responsible role, where the opinions and the reports that you make might end up being responsible for a person's liberty. And we take that very seriously and provide professional training to prepare you for this. We teach you this through a mix of lectures, seminars, and practical sessions, with lots of hands-on lab work and lots of crime scene work. Lots of practical assessments, and again, as you would imagine, coursework and exams. The usual way will assess you. But because this is quite a practical sort of focused degree, there are lots of practical assessments, including crime scene and lab-based assessments. Crime scene is quite a significant focus of our course, and it's one of the 3 key areas in which we are accredited. So it's a significant focus, and we'll be training you in the art of crime scene investigation in our bespoke training facilities. This consists of a laboratory, a dedicated briefing room, dark room, and multiple indoor scenes. Following your training in this bespoke facility, we use outside facilities for training, and we take you to a large facility which you're seeing on the screen right now, which is sort of like a massive warehouse really, which is set up as very realistic scenes. And there we conduct practical crime scene investigations at a large scale to give you a real flavour of what it's like to work as a professional CSI. I mentioned we do a lot of outdoor scene work as well. We have access to a large outdoor estate at the Triggin Estate in Dorset, and that's where we'll be training you how to manage quite challenging, complex outdoor scenes. This is very multidisciplinary work as well, because we blend a lot of that training with other aspects of outdoor crime scene work, such as entomology and taphonomy and that sort of thing. So when you're working with us in crime scene investigation, we have very realistic scenarios. You'll be attending those scenarios, examining the scene, making notes, photography, videography, the full remit. And all this work will culminate in you then analysing the work in our laboratories, looking for trace evidence. You might be doing toxicology or DNA. And then you will be giving that evidence in your final year as a witness box exercise in a mock court scenario. And you'll have plenty of training to prepare you for what can be quite a daunting exercise. These are some of the typical areas that are covered in a forensic science laboratory. Anything from chemistry to biology, document analysis, drugs, toxicology, vehicles, and firearms. And we'll cover the theory of all of these and the practice of many. So why should you study at BU? We talked about the content, but what we haven't mentioned so far is that all of our courses have a very high level of engagement with professional practitioners from a range of disciplines. We've just seen a few examples pop up on the screen there. So we run a professional fire investigation course in the final year of the degree. We also run a professional bloodstain pattern analysis course run by Millington Hingley. If you take this course, which is included as part of the degree package, and pass, you will get an additional qualification provided by Millington Hingley. We're very pleased to announce that we've recently hired the Police and Crime Commissioner for Dorset as a visiting fellow. So you'll hear from an extremely experienced police officer and forensic specialist who will be training you on your course as well. We work regularly with Kenyan International Emergency Services, UN forensic specialists, the Environment Agency, police wildlife officers, DNA specialists with Eurofins. The list goes on and on. We very much collaborate widely with the professional industry, and we're sure to bring those experts in to contribute to our courses. Some of our facilities are on the screen at the moment. You can see some of our laboratories, anthropology laboratories, crime scene laboratories, analytical facilities, and we're very proud of the way that we work in here. We have outstanding facilities, but it's not just about great facilities, it's about team working in those facilities. All of our staff are actively researching in these labs alongside our PhD students, our master's students, and our undergraduate students, and everyone benefits from working in that sort of collaborative atmosphere. We have a very extensive bone collection in our anthropology lab, which is one of the largest in the UK. At any one time, we house up to 1,000 skeletons in this laboratory. And if you take our Science of Human Remains unit, which is a third-year unit run by Martin, who you can see on the screen here, you will get access to a really wonderful facility for anthropology, forensic anthropology. I mentioned that fire scene examination that we do. That's a real highlight of the course that takes place in year 3. Students witness live a large-scale fire, and then they attend in small groups to conduct a professional fire scene, which is actually led by a professional fire scene investigative specialist. We run the BPA workshop that I mentioned, bloodstain pattern analysis, and here you can see Joe Millington training some of our students in the art of interpreting complex bloodstain patterns. I would recommend that you consider doing a placement year. We've had real brilliant success with our placement students. We have a dedicated faculty placement team to assist you in getting a placement, and some of our previous placements have been really outstanding. We've had people do long-term placements with the British Transport Police working as CSI, and recently a really exciting lab-based placement at Porton Down, where we have one of our students working with in the COVID-19 labs. The career prospects after a forensic science degree, a forensic investigation degree, or a forensic biology degree are outstanding. And if more than that, it's a very wide field that you can access, because training in forensic science doesn't just give you the skills to become a forensic scientist. There's lots of really great transferable skills which you can use in a variety of settings. So of course you can work with the major forensic providers such as Eurofins or Abbott Toxicology. You can work as a crime scene examiner or fingerprint expert, forensic imaging, fire investigation, or archaeology perhaps. But there's lots of non-forensic jobs you can get as well in the police, the Environment Agency, industry, commercial labs. There's lots of work in biology and chemistry labs, which is very interesting and exciting for our students, and that's quite a popular route for some of our students. So thanks very much for listening to this presentation today.